Tonight, we are holding a local law enforcement agency accountable. Last September, a fast-moving brush fire threatened thousands of homes in Highlands Ranch.
Well, the Contact 7 investigators have uncovered details of how it started. Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kowaleski is here tonight with these exclusive details.
And Shannon, here's what we've learned. This fire was preventable. Ultimately, that's why a Highlands Ranch resident called Contact 7, asking for tough questions and accountability. Here's what we've uncovered.
It's bigger than an acre now. A large, dark plume of smoke.
You're watching body camera video.
I need any fixed-wing air tanker that I can get that has retardant.
A Friday night last September, the fire and the threat.
We have some breaking news just in.
Both grew rapidly.
Where you can see in the distance there some sort of a fire burning.
Free evacuation notices went out to more than 3,000 homes.
But they might be able to get a couple of helicopters. Can we take that?
Absolutely.
It was a fire that continued to grow after sunset.
Just within the last hour, we've learned from a ranking law enforcement source that this fire started at the Highlands Ranch Training Center Shooting Range 5.
There was a chance this thing could have been much worse.
Yes, they evacuated a number of homes based upon the trajectory of the fire.
Douglas County Sheriff Tony Spurlock also serves as chairman for the foundation running the shooting range. Accurate to say these Englewood officers broke the rules?
That's a correct statement.
An investigation followed the fire, and it concluded Englewood police officers accidentally started the fire using a 40-millimeter incendiary round similar to this. It's ammunition used to control crowds with gas. The round ignited and sparked the fire.
Hit the target and went into the berm.
This is an aerial view of the range where the fire started.
It bounced behind it, and that's what then caught it on fire.
That's where the fire
behind
started.
the berm, yeah.
You can see the shooting area, the berm where the hot round ricocheted, and you can still see some of the burn area a year after the fire.
Ultimately, the investigation determined that the rules were not properly followed.
Specifically, the after-fire report said the Englewood officers violated range rules because they did not seek specific permission and used the range without a scheduled reservation.
You're supposed to notify the range facility so we can deploy fire suppression equipment.
When you hear the sheriff say those words, what's your response? Englewood Police Chief John Collins.
In the 30 years that we've been involved at the range and we've been active, I'm not aware that they had fire suppression.
The sheriff in the report essentially said your guys broke the rules. Do you agree?
You know, to say that we broke the rule, if you want to look at it really, really hard, you know, maybe we did.
So on the two key issues, Chief Collins says his officers did not know there was fire suppression equipment at the range, and he says his team did attempt to notify range managers to reserve a training session. So you tried to notify them but got no answer?
Absolutely. Apparently the number that they called or the individual that they called was not there.
So now, a year after the fire,
I need everybody who's on the road, move your vehicles.
We now have a better understanding of what happened and why. Was there any accountability for the fear this fire created?
Yes, and because never at any point did we deny that we started this fire. This is something that we own. This is something that we caused.
It's dropping the water right on top of those flames over there.
Difficult to do an interview like this when you're essentially calling out another law enforcement agency.
You know it is. Obviously, it's those things are difficult, but it's our responsibility to call folks out, and I hope we don't ever have to do it again.
Is there a positive that's going to come from this issue coming to light?
Oh, I think so. That's what chiefs and sheriffs do. When things go bad, you fix them, and you make sure they don't happen again. And that's what Tony and I need to do.
Okay, which direction is it moving?
So on the accountability question, Chief Collins said because it was an accident, because there was no nefarious intent, he did not discipline the officers who started the fire with that shot at the range. But the city is taking financial accountability and did write a check with taxpayer dollars to pay for a portion of the cost to fight that fire.